Monday Night Raw was a complete fucking disaster, man. We are live, man! How many of you guys tonight actually realized that it was a go-home show, man? It seems to me like they wanted to get through this show as quickly as possible last Tuesday when they taped this. The ThunderDome era is over. There is no more ThunderDome after tonight, man. Bobby Lashley taking a clean pinfall victory. Right before a pay-per-view, mind you. Natalya losing. Humberto Carrillo overtaking Shayna Baszler in the L real estate category. And AJ Styles being pinned by one half of the Viking Raiders. Who wrote this show, man? Plus, I got news on the WWE Draft. They're actually moving it back, which makes it that much more worse. We're going to go over all that and your Monday Night Raw final night inside the Thunderdome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the #1 podcast in the entire IWC on your Monday night. I know you'd rather watch this than Raw. This is off the script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me. Yes, no Mr. Dips tonight. No Mr. Dips tonight. This is your Monday Night Raw post show, the Money in the Bank go home show, and the final night inside the Thunderdome. It is July 12th, 2021. I'm your host, JD from New York, man. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. A little bit of a different setup tonight, man. I am not at home. I am not in the office at the moment, but the venue goes wherever I go, man. So I'm very fortunate enough to bring the venue anywhere I want to go, anywhere where my heart desires, man. So a little bit of a different setup tonight. Hopefully I sound just as good as I usually do. But Monday Night Raw, I wish I could say the same thing for Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was probably some of the worst I've ever seen it. And that goes along with the common theme here in 2021. This is the lowest Monday Night Raw has ever been. This is the worst Monday Night Raw has ever been. And we're going into next week where fans are finally back in attendance, man. Fans are finally back in attendance. People are all excited. All the geeks online. All the geeks are online. Oh, my God. Well, the WWE is getting back in front of live fans. That'll show these haters. Let me tell you something, folks. The Monday Night Raw show, I've been saying this. I've been saying this for months. Since COVID started. No matter where they are, it doesn't matter. WWE is going to do what they want to do. Monday Night Raw is going to be just as bad as it was with or without fans. And I got news on a WWE draft that apparently is not happening after SummerSlam. They are waiting until October to do the draft, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And next week, Monday Night Raw SmackDown will be back in front of fans. How can you expect this show to be any better with this type of roster and this creative writing team? It is so bad. It is so bad that I laugh at the people thinking that things are going to change. You know, all the sounds and the ThunderDome are going away, but, you know, I see a lot of people, you know, I'm glad that we're not going to be seeing these virtual geeks inside the ThunderDome anymore. But everybody thinks that WWE is going to be getting rid of the piped-in crowd audience. They've been doing this, and they've been manipulating video and audio for years. So I laugh at people who think that the WWE is going to do away with piped-in crowd noises. They did it at WrestleMania. They still do it during NXT, and NXT has 200 to 300 people inside their performance center. So what makes you think WWE is going to take away the piped-in crowd audience? It's going to be the same thing. Everybody's so hopeful, man. You know what I live for? I live to dash people's hopes because nobody thinks. Everybody wants to live in this fantasy world where things are going to be better. It'll be better when I tell you it's better. So please, calm the excitement down. It doesn't matter if the shows are going to happen in the setting that we were in for the ThunderDome. Doesn't matter if there's fans back in attendance in whatever city WWE is going to be in. Doesn't matter if the fucking show takes place in your grandmother's bathtub. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the same because the show was written by people who don't fucking care. So please, just calm your shit. Nothing is going to change. And bringing in Edge or Brock Lesnar or John Cena back, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, man. It's going to be the same shit, rinse and repeat all over again. And there's nothing there that really is going to generate any excitement on the crop of talent that we see there right now. Now, Bobby Lashley, the one thing I want to talk about is Bobby Lashley before we get into the review and the news on everything that happened with the draft being broken tonight. Andrew Zarian, my buddy from Matt Men Podcast, was breaking some news during Monday Night Raw. I want to talk about this Bobby Lashley situation, man, because it pissed me off. Okay, it pissed me off. Number one, Bobby Lashley and Xavier Woods right out of the gate in the first match of the night, and Bobby Lashley, the WWE champion. You would never know it, by the way, you watch Monday Night Raw and the outcome of this match. The WWE champion was pinned clean on a fucking small package on Monday Night Raw in the opening match, 1, 2, 3. So I see a lot of people complaining about this, and rightfully so, which I'm surprised about because half the community has the fucking IQ of a box of crayons. But Bobby Lashley being pinned in the middle of the ring by Xavier Woods, I'd love for somebody in WWE to really go over how this makes sense, because I'm failing to understand this. And I got 1,500 people in here right now that I'm pretty sure are thinking the same way that I am. And if you're not, let me educate you for a little bit. Bobby Lashley has been made to be a beatable champion. Why? I don't know. Apparently, people think Kofi Kingston's going to have a second run at the WWE Championship. Man, give me a fucking break. I have a better chance of hitting the fucking $100 million Powerball, man. Give me a fucking break with that nonsense. Bobby Lashley should never, at all, ever be portrayed to be a beatable champion. Okay, let me ask you this question, okay? Because I know there's a WWE fucking geek watching this goddamn post show right now. There may be a WWE creative writer. Bruce Pritchard himself may be watching this fucking show. Man, I have no fucking idea. Somebody in catering may be watching this show, for all I know. Let me ask you this question. Would Roman Reigns ever be booked the way Bobby Lashley has been booked in the last, 6 weeks? Would Roman Reigns ever wrestle on Friday Night SmackDown and take a clean pinfall loss from somebody on the active roster via a small package? The answer is no. And if you think the answer is yes to that question, you may be the dumbest fucking idiot I could have ever laid eyes on. Roman Reigns would never show up on SmackDown, A, to wrestle in a nothing match like this, B, lose, and C, be portrayed as a weak champion. Okay? The second thing I want to talk about is, why does Bobby Lashley need to look weak going into a match against Kofi Kingston? Did he need to lose to Xavier Woods tonight? This is what I want to know. Like, who wrote this shit? Does nobody think the way that I do? Am I really the smartest guy in the entire fucking community? Because I didn't really see anybody on my fucking timeline talking about what I'm about to tell you. Why does Bobby Lashley need to lose clean to Xavier Woods, who has nothing to do with this match on Sunday against Kofi? Why does he need to lose to Xavier Woods to portray him as a beatable champion to Kofi Kingston, when Kofi Kingston 4 weeks ago beat him himself? So we need to continue to make Bobby Lashley look weak when Kofi Kingston already has a pinfall victory over Bobby Lashley. Did we really need Xavier Woods to do that same thing to show all these idiots that he's not going to win the championship? I don't believe the negligence here. I don't believe the irresponsibility of creative to properly book your world champion. Now, granted, it pretty much drove him into anger by the end of the show. But did we really need this story going into Money in the Bank? Do we really need to make him look weak? Have him go in strong, break him down, make him look weak, and then build him back up again? What happens to consistency? Why don't you take momentum and build consistency through proper storytelling to portray your champions of all fucking people strong? I don't get it. Then I'm the one in the community who people look at and say, oh, he's negative. I highly doubt that anybody listening to this right now, you could fucking clip it to your heart's desire. Clip it. Show people. Half of them, they probably hate me, but they're probably saying, we agree with him. We agree with him. I'm not being negative for the sake of being negative. I'm being negative because the show sucks. The writing sucks. The portrayal of champions and your performers sucks. So please spare me the excuses on WWE that we can't criticize WWE. I just did. You have no fucking factual evidence to come to me with that is going to refute anything that I just brought to you. It's bullshit. Unreal. So Bobby Lashley's going into this thing. By the end of the show, he was angry. He was seemingly splitting from MVP, it looked like to me. Or it might not be something that happens immediately, but it certainly looks like it's going to happen. But the ending of Monday Night Raw pretty much confirmed to me what I was booking anyway. And I booked this scenario for you guys 2 or 3 weeks ago. Not only on the Monday Night Raw post show, but I booked it on every video that I did that week. Biggie is going to win Money in the Bank on Sunday. And if he doesn't, it's a huge missed opportunity for WWE. Huge. Biggie should win Money in the Bank. Rollins is not winning it because he's rumored to be wrestling Edge at SummerSlam. Ricochet is definitely not winning it. I mean, WWE can't even fucking properly dress this guy. He's going to win fucking Money in the Bank. Matt Riddle's not winning it. Everybody's asking where Randy Orton is. Oh, he'll be there. He doesn't want Riddle to win it. That's your SummerSlam match between those two guys. So Matt Riddle's going to be having his time occupied in Las Vegas. Seth Rollins, Matt Riddle, these guys, Ricochet, they're not winning it. Drew McIntyre maybe, but I can't see WWE having Drew McIntyre win Money in the Bank over somebody that is probably more popular than him. I mean, who wants to see historian fucking social studies teacher Drew McIntyre win Money in the Bank? Every fucking week, this guy comes out with a new history lesson. Kill me. Kill me. Swords, motorcycles, Loch Ness Monsters, Davy Crockett. I don't know who's writing this guy's promos, but you've buried this guy in the last 4 weeks. Nobody wants to see him win Money in the Bank, especially over somebody like Big E, who is going to be looked at as the most deserving because Drew McIntyre has had 2 title reigns, done nothing with them. WWE Creative has failed him, makes him sound like a complete blithering idiot, and Big E hasn't had 1 opportunity at any major world title yet, in this company and is seeking his first. Who do you think the fans are going to go with, Vince? Big E's going to win Money in the Bank, and this promo by Bobby Lashley at the end of Monday Night Raw pretty much solidified to me that Big E should win Money in the Bank. He's going to destroy Xavier. He's going to destroy Kofi at Money in the Bank. Good. It's the way it should be. It's the way it should be. Don't know why you had to give him a loss to both of these guys on the way there, but that's the way it should be. Destroy them. So that way, Big E wins Money in the Bank, and he goes right to Monday Night Raw because he has the opportunity to cash in that briefcase on anybody he wants. And he'll be seeking not only his first title win, major world title, but he'll be seeking revenge against his brothers, against his boys, Xavier and Kofi. There you go. Lesnar is too busy growing a ponytail and growing a Viking beard somewhere in fucking Canada, man. He ain't coming back, according to sources. And WWE isn't giving us Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. The only way that happens is if Drew McIntyre is involved, and nobody wants to see it again. Drew McIntyre seems to be busy with Jinder Mahal. There's your SummerSlam match. WWE gave you a glimpse into SummerSlam basically tonight with everything that's going on. And the last couple weeks, if you've been paying attention. So Big E versus Bobby Lashley after tonight's Monday Night Raw, all but certain to me, that's the right direction to go. So we'll see what happens going into Sunday, man. But this show sucked. This go-home show. How many of you were watching the Home Run Derby? How many of you were just not watching Monday Night Raw altogether? You know, doing something else, playing Warzone, playing some sort of fucking gaming device, sleeping. You went out to a bar somewhere, went to bed early to go to work. How many of you guys were watching Monday Night Raw? Probably not many. They accumulated a 1.47 rating last week, and people cried, oh, it was the holiday. Really? It was July 5th? The holiday was July 4th? Everybody was home on Monday night. What were they not doing? They weren't watching Raw. They weren't watching Raw because the show sucks. I wouldn't be surprised if the rating is lower than it was last week, and rightfully so. I can't wait to see what they do when Monday Night Football's back in September. They deserve every fucking low rating they get, man, because the writing is terrible. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me tonight, man. We got almost 1,800 people here live, which I'm surprised by, seeing that we got another terrible show tonight, but I know you guys rather be in the venue than watch Monday Night Raw, but I appreciate you guys. Hit that thumbs up, man. We got 450 likes right now in the chat. Let's try for a soft goal of 800. So if you guys can do that tonight, I would really, really appreciate it. Not only does it help out the video right now, but it helps out the video when it gets published to YouTube. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications and hit that subscribe button. If you are new, please do so. You'll be happy that you did. We're here every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday live on YouTube for the OTS post shows on YouTube. And then we are here every Saturday with the flagship podcast, Off the Script, every Saturday at 5 p.m. So if you guys are new around here, please hit that subscribe button down below. And like I said, turn on the bell for all notifications. Today's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Homage. Seen a couple of you guys asking me about my t-shirt in the chat. I am a hero of Hyrule. Not only am I a hero of Hyrule, I am a hero of the IWC. I really should just mimic this t-shirt and make one that is specifically for this show. But I got this on Homage, man. The quality is fantastic. This is actually a medium, and it fits me like a large, and it fits me perfectly, man. Whatever they do over there on their website and with their t-shirts, man, I'm telling you, if you love vintage retro t-shirts, if you guys love just old school classic t-shirts redone with a modern twist, Homage is your place, man. Homage.com. And then when you guys go to checkout, you're going to use code SCRIPT at checkout for 20% off. So if you guys want to go over there and go check them out, I would really appreciate it, man. I guarantee you'll find something over there that'll pique your interest. I'm telling you right now. And if I could pull it up, I think I got it here on the live stream. I got a QR code. You guys can actually go and scan that. So if you guys want to go and scan that, depending on what you're watching me on, if you're watching me on your mobile device, it may be difficult to scan the QR code right there. But if you guys want to go and scan that QR code, if If you're watching on PC, man, it'll take you right to my sponsored link, and you guys can shop through the sponsored link. So the more times you do that, man, it'll signal to Homage that, listen, JD's doing a good job. His fans are supporting Homage and the website. So go and do that for me, guys. Homage.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout for 20% off everything on their website. Go and check all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel, man. We got Off the Script from this past weekend talking about Aleister Black, or Malachi Black. He debuted on AEW. Probably one of the best moments in professional wrestling all year. Genuinely happy for the man. He's going to do great things over there in AEW. We talked about that. That video is actually almost at 40,000 views. Believe it or not, man. That is double what Monday Night Raw and SmackDown did last week. So if everybody says, or for everybody saying AEW is not a draw, man, all you need to do is look at what Jesse and I are doing on Wednesday night. Awesome, awesome stuff, and I thank you guys for showing your support Wednesday night. So if you missed any of that stuff, Wednesday, Friday, we got the flagship show on Saturday. It's all there, man, on the homepage, right on the channel homepage. Go and check all that stuff out. It is there for you if you missed anything from last week. Also, like I mentioned before, please make sure you guys go and support any way you can, not only by hitting the thumbs up and subscribing, but we got Patreon as well, patreon.com/JDfromNY206. And make sure you guys go and get your Summer Scam t-shirts, man, now available on bonfire.com. That is the official home of Off the Script. We got them available for the next 10 days. We are almost at our goal, so if you guys need some Off the Script merchandise, Bonfire is the home. That is bonfire.com/offthescript, man. So go check all that stuff out. Links for Bonfire and everything else you want to do as far as supporting is down below. Let's get into the news, man. We got this WWE Draft news. Now, this is coming from my buddy Andrew Zarian of the Mat Men podcast. I had lunch with Andrew a couple of weeks ago in Queens. Awesome dude. We caught up. We exchanged some community stories. It was great. We had a couple of beers. Always great hanging out with Andrew. We're definitely going to be doing more of that as we get closer to all of the shows coming up. He'll be in Chicago for All Out. He'll obviously be in Queens for the AEW show at Arthur Ashe Stadium. It's going to be a good deal, man. But he reported tonight actually, during Monday Night Raw, that the draft has been moved to a later date, and it's now penciled in for October. Now, the original date was actually supposed to be the week following SummerSlam. Zarian listed October 1st and October 4th, or maybe the 8th, for the WWE draft. Now, the original plan was for the draft to be held on August 30th and September 3rd. So WWE has now, according to Andrew, October 1st and October 4th, or October 4th and October 8th. So it's either going to be one of those 2 weeks. Zarian also cited that the October 4th episode of Raw is going to be billed as the quote-unquote season premiere. So it's possible that they would want to hold off on the draft until the following week so they could promote 2 big Raw shows instead of one for that month. Now, there's a lot of pressure from the TV networks to get ratings up for both main roster shows, so expect more theme shows to be announced in the coming months. You know, I mentioned this a couple of times in the last couple of weeks. The WWE draft is not taken seriously, and WWE thinks their fan base is numb to all their bullshit. And it's becoming more and more apparent that WWE doesn't know and doesn't give a shit about what the fans do, say, or think. The WWE draft is not even a ratings grab anymore. It's been worse and worse every single year. That's because WWE hasn't done anything significant with the draft. They haven't included NXT. They haven't done anything to make the draft stand out. Trades, or making it feel like a real sporting event, giving it a real sports presentation. They haven't done anything like that at all. So I don't know why WWE thinks that this is going to be a big draw. You show us every single week, every single year, that the draft doesn't really mean much of anything. And now you want me to sit here and think about the draft feeling or being important? I don't understand that logic. Like, what have you done in the last couple of years that is going to make this year any more different? I already gave WWE a slew of ideas. And the one thing that I hate is the fact that they're moving into October. And I mentioned this on Twitter when he posted his tweet, and I left a message or a tweet in his thread. Why would WWE once again, because they did this last year, why would WWE once again move the draft to October, leaving it 1 month before the Survivor Series? Do you know how much I can't stand that notion? I can't stand the illogical bullshit that WWE does. Now, some geek online, they'll probably give me some bullshit excuse as to why this somehow makes sense, but it doesn't. WWE moving the draft to October, leaving it 1 month before Survivor Series, ruins the entire Survivor Series, which is Raw versus SmackDown. And the reason why I say that is because how could you have a draft 1 month before a brand versus brand pay-per-view that Survivor Series is? How could you move somebody from SmackDown to Raw, Raw to SmackDown, and then have them for 1 month pledge brand loyalty to that specific brand that they're on when they've only been there for 1 month? They've been on the opposite brand for the last 12 months. So which brand's loyalty is going to have that superstar? Or which superstar is that brand, going to be affiliated with most? It's going to be the one that he was just coming from because he spent more time over there. But nobody thinks that way. Why would you move Ricochet to SmackDown and have him pledge SmackDown allegiance for 1 month when he's been on Monday Night Raw for 3 years? Does that make any sense to anybody? So why would you do that? It basically kills the Survivor Series. And what is WWE going to do differently this year with the Survivor Series? Are they going to have qualifying matches to get on the men's 5-on-5 teams? Because that's exactly what I would do. Give them qualifying matches, earn that spot, build that spot as being just completely important. And then you take the winner. I've said this 1,000 fucking times. I don't know how many times I can repeat myself. Take the winners of those matches, which would be, for example, if you qualified for Monday Night Raw's Survivor Series team and Monday Night Raw beats SmackDown, you take those 5 guys and you reward them with something. What do you reward them with? You put them in the fucking TLC ladder match. And that match would be a #1 contendership for the WWE Championship, being that the WWE title is on Monday Night Raw. We're using that as an example. You take those 5 guys, put them in TLC, have them compete for a #1 contendership, and then you take the winner of that match, and he gets a title shot at the Royal Rumble against the WWE Champion. So now you're bridging Survivor Series, TLC, if that's still a thing in December. I'm just using it because that's what it has been. So you're bridging Survivor Series, TLC, and the Royal Rumble. That's building importance, not only for the Survivor Series, but you're building importance for TLC. You're building importance for the Royal Rumble championship match. You're building importance for the challenger because he would have had to grind his way through to get that opportunity. And you're making the WWE Championship feel important. So I don't know why we are going into this already with no ideas. And WWE's like, oh, we're going to use it to boast TV ratings because that's what the network wants. How many times have the network given you ideas that legitimately stick? They don't give a shit about the quality of the programming. They just want results. So if you actually did half of the shit that I told you, the quality of the show would be better. And you know what? Once the quality of the show is right, then people will watch. People aren't watching right now because the quality of the show sucks. Something needs to change. Moving the draft to October is basically showing everybody that WWE doesn't give a shit about the draft and the Survivor Series. And I'm going to throw this little nugget of fucking truth at you. Can Monday Night Raw really sit around and wait for fucking October when we need changes on this show now? Now, SmackDown needs the same fucking change. They're just a little bit better than Monday Night Raw, but I've been saying it for months. Without Roman Reigns, SmackDown is just as bad as Monday Night Raw. things need to change immediately. I just gave WWE a fucking gold mine of ideas to build 3 irrelevant pay-per-views to make them feel important. It's bullshit. If they actually had fun with it, the results could have just a great impact on the overall product. But what am I doing? I work for free. I give WWE gold. How many times have I said it on here in a joking manner, man? I'll drive up to fucking Stamford, Connecticut and work in the goddamn Titan Tower right next to Vince McMahon's office and just feed this guy ideas. I'll work for free. Just so that the shows actually portray something decent on Monday night. That's all I care about. Give me a break, man. Nobody else is coming up with ideas like this. Nobody. That's what I would do. So Andrew Zarian is talking about a draft happening in October, not happening in August and September. It's not happening. So more than likely, if he's throwing that out there, it's more than likely true. Because he's not going to throw bullshit out there and put his name in jeopardy. So he's got sources, and I believe most of the reports that Andrew had released in the last couple of months, this one included. So that's that. Monday Night Raw. Let's get into the show tonight, man. The less I say about this show, the better, to be quite honest with you. Final show inside the WWE ThunderDome. It is long gone. It is over. I appreciated the ThunderDome. I think the ThunderDome was something that was absolutely needed for WWE. It gave the shows a little bit of a sense of normalcy. But like I told you, WWE had gotten too comfortable in their own bubble. WWE has given us some of the lamest, some of the worst shows that they've possibly ever produced in this pandemic era or this COVID era. This is easily the worst era of WWE in the entire history of WWE. Monday Night Raw is as worse, probably at its lowest point ever right now in the pandemic era. So the ThunderDome proved to be a step in the right direction because those PC shows were just completely unwatchable. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Sometimes I tune into Impact on Access TV. I turn it off within 5 minutes, man. I cannot watch professional wrestling without crowds. It sucks. And they just recently, as of a couple of months ago, just started to adopt the sound effects wherever they usually film their shows. I would turn it off in 5 minutes. Pro wrestling is not meant to be watched in silence without fans. But the ThunderDome wasn't a complete failure. We got Sasha. We got the rise of Bayley. They carried WWE for months leading up to the Hell in a Cell match last year. We got Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns in the heel turn has been the best thing on WWE television. Sheamus has had an MVP caliber year as well before he actually got hurt. Drew McIntyre, before this year, he was booked like a beast. He looked great. I can't take anything away from that, man. He carried that company for Monday Night Raw on his back as well. It's just that creative has failed him and let him down now. There were some great things to come out of the ThunderDome. It wasn't all bad, but the majority of it was terrible. So I would be a happy man if I never got to see another ThunderDome or a virtual screen or a virtual geek ever again. I can't wait for next week, or Friday, actually. Next week for Monday Night Raw, but I can't wait till Friday where we see fans, hopefully, lively in Texas, Money in the Bank weekend, starting with SmackDown. So we go right to Bobby Lashley and Xavier Woods. This one went 11 minutes. If you've watched Monday Night Raw in the last couple of weeks, this match was no different from what they did inside Hell in a Cell. It's pretty much the same thing. So, like I told you before in my rant about Bobby Lashley and him losing, I did not like the outcome of this match. Lashley was in control. Woods started to come back, hit a super kick, DDT, and he dropped the champion right on his head. So he spiked Bobby Lashley with a DDT. Woods followed with a flip dive, a missile drop kick. He got a 2 count, barely. Woods applied a crossface, but Lashley just powered out of it. Lashley then hit a big spine buster and his version of a dominator. So instead of going for the cover, he went to gloat in front of the virtual geeks inside the Thunderdome. So Lashley took Woods outside, drove him into the ring post, throws him back in the ring, hits a spear. Lashley then boasted again. Woods caught him in a small package out of nowhere and got the 1, 2, 3. Bobby Lashley, the WWE champion, was pinned clean on Monday Night Raw before Money in the Bank and his title defense against Kofi Kingston. So if you guys want my thoughts on Bobby Lashley, it's legitimately right at the top of the show. There's no reason why this guy should be losing on Monday Night Raw as WWE champion clean 7 days before pay-per-view. Roman Reigns would never be put in that situation, and neither should Bobby Lashley. It just goes to show you the world of difference in WWE on both shows between both of their world champions. It's awful. Roman Reigns would never be booked like that. Not in 1,000 fucking lifetimes, man. So why has Bobby Lashley got to suffer because of WWE shit creative? They clearly know how to write for Roman Reigns. Why is it so difficult for Bobby Lashley? Why does he have to be up and then down, up and then down? Roman Reigns, I had a problem with Roman Reigns on Friday because they made him look weak by walking away at the end of SmackDown. That was the only thing I complained about as far as making Roman Reigns look weak, but he would never go into a SmackDown show, wrestle, and then lose clean. So why does Lashley have to go through with that? WWE has failed Bobby Lashley. Then I still got some geeks. I still got some people online. Oh, Bobby Lashley, he's the right guy to lead the show. No, he's not. He was never the right guy to lead the show. I said this when he won the championship. I only give this guy till about SummerSlam. I never looked at Bobby Lashley as the guy to lead Monday Night Raw. He's a mid-card act at best that WWE is overcompensating for because they don't have anybody bigger than Bobby Lashley. They dropped the ball here. This was a fucking terrible creative outcome. Xavier Woods wins. No reason for him to win. No reason for Bobby Lashley to look weak. Kofi Kingston beat Bobby Lashley. We didn't need Xavier to do that, giving him another loss when Kofi Kingston's already exposed him as a beatable champion. We don't need to double down on that. Kevin Patrick interviewed MVP. He said that Bobby Lashley left the arena. Good. After what happened tonight, I don't blame him. MVP said Lashley has left the building, but it's not a big deal, so the rumor mongers can settle down. Said Lashley had to blow off some steam after a tough evening. He said he can personally guarantee he'll be in the VIP lounge later this evening, fixing things and some positive vibes, women and champagne. Great job. I got a VIP lounge right behind me, man. Let me interview Bobby Lashley and ask him about this terrible fucking creative that came upon him this evening. Alexa Bliss. Here we go. Alexa Bliss has a Alexa's Playground segment backstage with Eva Marie and DouDrop. This should be great. WWE, I don't know if you guys realize this. Alexa Bliss has merchandise now available on or at least had merchandise on WWE Shop. WWE was selling replicas of Lily the Doll. I'm surprised that anybody went out there and bought this shit. Actually, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that people willingly drop money on this fucking steaming pile of shit. Maybe I should go out and get a Lily the Doll, man, and use it as a fucking prop on this show. I'll place Lily right here, and every time something bad happens, I'll fucking stick it with a pin needle. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe whatever I conjure in my mind will I'll use it as a fucking voodoo doll. Sounds like a good idea. But these things are sold out, man. Replica of Lily the Doll sells out on WWE Shop. They were going for $30. The doll's measurements are 17.5 in height and 10.5 in width inches. And a brief description on the website says the following: you too can have a Lily of your own. All you have to do is ask nicely. Can I ask nicely about taking Eva Marie off television? Will my wish come true? I wish. It's made of a super soft plush material, and the doll will make a perfect gift for any member of the WWE Universe, says the description. There are grown men that willingly will have this on their beds as they go to sleep at night, folks. Just picture that. Sold out. WWE could put fucking Alexa's shit on WWE.com and people would buy it. That's the sad fucking reality of the situation. So she's there with DouDrop and Eva Marie. So she is in the funhouse. Eva Marie and DouDrop asked when they were going to get around to being introduced. You invited us to the fucking playground. You haven't introduced us yet. You're over here laughing, says Eva Marie. So Eva Marie was sitting there, and Bliss was delighted by DouDrop's name. Really now? So's Bruce Pritchard. I don't think he realized what he was doing with, or maybe he did. I wouldn't put it past Bruce Pritchard about naming DouDrop. He knew exactly what he was doing. It's the first three letters in donut, and then drop obviously means drop the weight, drop the pounds, drop the heftiness. That's exactly what it means. They're making fun of her right in plain sight, folks, but nobody realizes this. Nobody realizes this. So DouDrop, she was smiling when Alexa said that I was enamored with your name. I like saying your name. It's fun. DouDrop. Or DouDrop. So Bliss was delighted, and Eva told DouDrop and Bliss to stop it. Bliss noted that DouDrop was invited, but not Eva. But I just seen a graphic right before the commercial break for this segment that pretty much showcased Eva Marie was a guest on the Alexa's Playground. But Alexa Bliss is telling me something that obviously is a lie. We've seen Eva Marie advertised. Why are you telling me that she wasn't invited? Apparently Bruce Pritchard invited her. Somebody invited her. She called Eva a bonus surprise. Eva said this is not acceptable. She said she's the headlining superstar of Raw. She said she hopes this is the last time she steps foot in this dingy little playground. She looked at DouDrop and said, but I can see why Alexa invited you. And she looked up and down at DouDrop's weight and pretty much body shamed her with her eyes. Bliss mocked Eva after she left and giggled, and they put some creepy music behind all of this. This was awful. This was awful. Any Monday Night Raw segment with Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie is going to be usually pretty fucking bad. That's all I got to say about that. Jinder Mahal, he was with his two cohorts, Indus Sher, or whatever the fuck. What is that, a Shanky? Shanky and Veer are their names? Yeah, great job. Said he might have taken things too far last week because he knows how proud he is, McIntyre, of his Scottish heritage. So because he stole his sword, he probably can't train and probably can't eat, can't sleep. So he said, listen, I will be the bigger man. I will apologize to Drew McIntyre, shake his hand, and give him back his beloved sword. This is some captivating writing here, folks. We got crowns being stolen on SmackDown. We got motorcycles now with Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal is stealing swords. The fuck is this shit, man? What am I playing? Elder Scrolls? You fucking serious? God, this is awful. How can anybody get behind Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre as a program when normally I would say, you know, I'm not that interested in this, but if you give me some fucking brief history on where these two guys came from and how Drew McIntyre has eclipsed Jinder Mahal, being that they were both in the same group all those years back, and now Jinder is jealous, I would actually be a little bit more intrigued than I am now. This is WWE not giving a shit about creative writing, man. Let me go and steal this guy's sword, and we'll build a SummerSlam match around thievery. Meanwhile, Baron Corbin has his crown stolen by Shinsuke Nakamura. So it sounds like to me that USA Network was jealous that Fox got a thievery storyline, and they weren't. They didn't get one, so now they asked for one. So Bruce pens it. Yeah, we'll just have Mahal steal his sword. Awful, awful, awful writing. So he's in the ring here, Mahal, and there's a table with a big red velvet cloth covering what I guess is the sword. So he's in the ring. Drew appeared on the big screen. He said, he knows he's a tough bastard, but he's also a liar. Jinder said he was offended. How could you call me a liar? So he said he wanted to do this in person, but he had Veer and Shanky take his family heirloom, and apparently he was having it refinished. So he stole his sword because he wanted to polish it up. Real nice. So they pulled this cloth back, and they revealed the sword to be broken. So his family heirloom sword was broken in half. The blade was broken. So they show a close-up of Drew. He was shaking his head in disappointment. He said, listen, this is Monday Night Raw. I expected the sword to get broken because it's Raw. But what you have right now in your hand is a replica. So he picks up the real sword and he puts it over his shoulder. As if I'm fucking impressed. It's not your sword, bro. It's Vince McMahon's sword. He gave it to you right off his fucking mantle above his fireplace in his $12 million mansion. It's not your sword. It's not a family heirloom. So Jinder Mahal realistically stole not Drew McIntyre's sword. He stole Vince's sword. Because Vince gave it to Drew to use it for this bullshit babyface run he's on. So he yanked off a tailpipe on Jinder's motorcycle, and he bashed the motorcycle into pieces. I saw people online comparing this to Steve Austin dumping cement, or like JR said, cement, into Vince McMahon's white convertible on Monday Night Raw all those years ago. People legitimately with the brain cells, like I just described to you, pretty much comparing these two scenarios. I don't know where these people come from. I don't know where they are grown, but I had people legitimately on Twitter comparing this and Drew McIntyre destroying Mahal's motorcycle to Vince and the cement in his sports car. Now, like I told you before, I don't know how anybody could look at this and be intrigued by what's going on here. Who is this being aimed towards? Who is writing this bullshit? These guys have a history that I don't give a shit about, but going back to detail or chronicle where they came from to where they sit now in 2021 sounds a lot better than Mahal stealing his fucking family heirloom and them fighting over it. Now we're getting motorcycles destroyed. All of it sounds forced. It sounds like somebody in the writing staff or on the writing staff in the writing team that they don't know what to do. What it really is showing me is that WWE has hired people that are unaware of their history and they're not going back to tell you that portion of their career. This is the shit that they've come up with because they're unintelligent fucking dummies that WWE has hired. But I can't see how anybody would be interested in this if this is the story going into SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre, man, he's fallen so far from the tree. It is over. It's over for him. He will never be embraced at Money in the Bank. WWE better pray that crowd doesn't turn on Drew McIntyre. Because then they have nobody but themselves to blame. Matt Riddle walked up to Nikki Ashtray. Nikki Ash, or it's Nikki Ash, I'm sorry. Almost a superhero. And he told her, as a superhero, she should just fly to the top of the ladder on Sunday and win Money in the Bank. Then she said, well, listen, I'm almost a superhero, and that makes a big difference. There's no flying for me yet. So Riddle rambled about something about NASA and being in a mall and wearing shoes and not breathing through his feet. Listen, folks, if you expected me to pay attention during this segment with Nikki Ashtray, you got another thing coming, man. This was awful. I don't know who writes this type of dialogue, but people, human beings, don't speak this way. And Nikki Cross, because that's her real fucking name, Nikki Cross's new gimmick is trash. I'm going to reiterate this again for the people in the back that didn't fucking hear me, man. Nikki Cross says that this was her idea. I highly doubt that. Like this was the only idea that she came to Bruce and Vince with and they magically just approved this idea. No, I guarantee you that she came up with fucking 10 other ideas, or 9 other ideas in this case. 9 other ideas that were probably a lot better than this fucking idea. But WWE, Bruce and Vince chose this idea because it was the most embarrassing of the ideas, and that's what they get out of it. Laughter. Because they look at Nikki Cross as a joke. It's fucking ridiculous. Whoever enjoys this shit, man, you may be a child. You may have a child's mentality. It's not wholesome. It doesn't belong on the TV. It doesn't belong on the wrestling program, especially this wrestling program where they need everything that they could possibly do or change. They got to get legit. They really have to get legit. They got to be a little bit more adult-like. This needs to be an adult-like program, not a fucking Nickelodeon cartoon. That's exactly what this resembles. So we got Nikki S., Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Naomi in a fatal 4-way because WWE has a very embarrassing and offensive women's division. So once again this week, they were like, let's put most of the women in one match and get it over with. Because everybody knows it sucks. We know it sucks. The fans know it sucks. Awful. So they just pretty much put everybody in the same match to get it over with. But let me talk about Naomi for a second, man. Let me take a sip of my drink here. Hold on. Naomi had one hell of a week, man. One hell of a week. Poor Naomi. First of all, she had to deal with her husband's 4th DUI, which went unpunished on SmackDown for the reasons that I pretty much stated in the extra that I did and again on SmackDown. WWE is not going to punish Jimmy Uso because they have deep-rooted desire to get The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, in New York City at Survivor Series to start his program with Roman Reigns going into WrestleMania. So they're not going to do anything to jeopardize that whatsoever. So he's going to go unpunished. Like it never fucking happened. So that's exactly why they're doing it. But with Naomi, she actually deactivated her Twitter account. She deletes her Twitter account after fans attacked her, blaming her for Jimmy Uso's drinking problems, which is ridiculous. Now, we don't know what is happening with them behind closed doors. For all we know, they could fucking hate each other, but we don't know. We don't know at all. So, Naomi was online on Twitter, and Jimmy Uso got arrested. So it comes to this week where everybody decided that, you know what, I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to attack Jimmy Uso's wife. I'm going to attack Naomi on social media because I have nothing going on in my own life and I love to be a fucking asshole. It's exactly what happened. Racial and personal abuse was thrown at Naomi, and she's taken this time to deactivate her Twitter account for the time being because wrestling fans are the dumbest fucking fan base you could possibly find out of any fan base for any sports league or any sports team anywhere. The IQ of these people, I'm surprised they're even fucking human at this point. Why would you go and attack this woman for something you have no fucking idea about? All we can hope for is WWE talking to this guy privately, his family, his wife, talking about this with him privately. But I told you exactly what it was about. So why does everybody have to go and blame Naomi? You don't know anything about these fucking people. All we know is about the story from an outsider's perspective looking in. Alcohol is bad. You drink a lot of it, you become a fucking idiot. You abuse it, you make stupid decisions. You abuse it, in this case like Jimmy Uso, and get behind the wheel, you potentially are putting not only yourself at risk and risking your life, but you're potentially putting somebody else's life at risk. The fuck does Naomi have to do with any of this? I don't know why people came at Naomi over this. WWE is not going to punish an Uso. They're not going to punish anybody in the Anoa'i family. This guy he could legitimately commit murder right now between now and Survivor Series, where Dwayne Johnson is rumored to be reappearing for the WWE, and he'd be on TV the next week. WWE will not be doing anything to harm or ruin the potential of Dwayne Johnson coming back to WWE television. Do you know what that means for them? You know how much Fox is probably breathing down their neck to fix their ratings on Friday night? You get Rock on Fox, you watch those ratings go from a fucking 1.8 to a 4. That's all they give a shit about. And as soon as WrestleMania is over, right back to a 1.8. That's all they care about. Then they'll boast about it. They'll brag about it. But you can't do that with the people that you have on the roster now. You got to go and get fucking Dwayne Johnson, who's the biggest star in the world. Coincidentally, a WWE Hall of Famer. But attacking Naomi is not going to get you guys anywhere. All you did was prove how fucking trash of a human being you are, and attacking a poor, innocent woman about her husband. You have nothing to do with the situation. It's ridiculous. Surprised any of these fucking people are on social media. Get rid of them all. If I was Naomi, I'd keep my Twitter deactivated permanently. Nobody wants to deal with these fucking people. Anyway, this match, I mean, nobody gives a fuck about, who cares about any of these women? WWE has the most, I even said it online, on Twitter during this match. WWE has the most offensive women's division in all of pro wrestling on this show. I don't know what I'm watching here. It's like a fucking episode out of the Twilight Zone. We got Naomi. She looks like something right out of fucking, some nightclub. With all the colors that she's wearing. Asuka, she looks like a fucking anime character. Alexa Bliss looks like something out of a fucking horror movie. And Nikki Cross looks like something that you go shopping down aisle 4 at the Halloween store. What's going on? It's the most eclectic mix of hot topic fucking posure, trendy bullshit I've ever seen mixed into one match. It's awful. How can anybody take this seriously? None of these women are winning Money in the Bank. None of them. Maybe Alexa. I was hoping Sasha Banks would be added to the fucking match. Do you guys realize that they added Natalya to the Money in the Bank ladder match? Natalya! I don't know why. She's one half of the tag team champions. She lost with Tamina on Friday to Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox on night 1 of their debut. Then she loses tonight to Rhea Ripley. So please someone tell me in WWE how Natalya earned a spot in Money in the Bank. I guess being a loser really pays off in WWE. Wow. It's ridiculous. So this Fatal 4-Way, I mean, I don't know if you guys really watched or paid attention to this, but we got Nikki Cross winning in 13 minutes. Nikki Cross won this thing back and forth. Nikki rolled up Asuka with an inside cradle for a 2. Asuka went for the Asuka lock. Cross escaped and leveraged Asuka's shoulders down for the 1, 2, 3. But they still played up the Eva Marie and DouDrop situation with Alexa Bliss. DouDrop, she picked up Alexa and dumped her over the barricade, and she disappeared. Eva Marie went to go look for her, and she found nothing. She found nothing there. Looked like to me she was going to search for her wrestling ability and found nothing. Typical of Eva Marie. So if this means anything, I pray to God that we do not get any Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie storyline from this point on. I wish Eva Marie would disappear. You know, we all make fun of Alexa Bliss with the fucking hocus pocus and the magic and the Harry Potter bullshit and waving the wand and fire. I wish Alexa Bliss in this moment would conduct magic to make Eva Marie disappear. That would be the only magic that I would find acceptable on this show. AJ Styles and Ivar was the next matchup. Sarah Schreiber interviewed the Viking Raiders about facing Styles and Omos in a singles match tonight, individually. Ivar said Styles has insulted the Viking way of life. Said Vikings are some of the most amazing, rugged people on the face of the planet, and we have spectacular and excellent hygiene. He said, Styles will, yeah, you do, and the people that made fun of Naomi and made her delete her Twitter account do not. So there you go. Ivar is winning if that is the case. So Styles will learn to respect Viking culture after he gives him a phenomenal beating. Erik said that he has a very tall task of facing Omos, just like we have a very tall task of staying awake during Monday Night Raw. Said he will take Omos and his inexperience and find a way to crack his armor. They vowed to win the Raw Tag Team titles next week. Sure thing. Sure thing. Styles and Omos were in the middle of the ring. Styles was talking about getting something off of his chest. Said he wanted to apologize to the Viking Raiders because some of the comments may have come off offensive. He said he shouldn't have called them barbarians. What I should have said is, you're hairy barbarians, uneducated, salmonella poisoned, infested, never should have gotten off your wooden boat to come to Monday Night Raw and chase the Raw Tag Team Championships. That's what he said. Styles said they cost him an opportunity to enter Money in the Bank. Said he's going to take Ivar's leg and break it in the calf crusher. He said he will tap to the calf crusher. Said after that, Omos will have his first ever singles match and he will destroy Erik so badly that Erik will wish he never took off his ridiculous porn helmet, is what he said. Said at Money in the Bank, they will go on to destroy the Viking Raiders after that and show everybody why they are the Raw Tag Team Champions. AJ, let me tell you something, man. The only reason why you're the Raw Tag Team Champions is because there are no other tag teams on Monday Night Raw besides the Viking Raiders. So please, enough of the bullshit. I don't know who wrote these promos, but Styles comes off like a petulant child, and the Viking Raiders don't sound intimidating at all, man. God, do I miss the days of Mauro Ranallo making them feel fucking epic every time they came out, man. Soon as WWE changed their name and took the war chant away, they have never felt the same at all. And AJ and Omos, I am so over this tag team. Break them up. AJ deserves so much better, man. If I'm WWE, I'm splitting this team up. I'm merging the tag team divisions, and I'm putting AJ in a main event program with somebody. He needs to be in the upper echelon elite on one of these shows. Fuck this bullshit with him and Omos. Nobody gives a shit about the tag team championships on Monday night. Take whatever you got left on Raw, merge it with SmackDown, have one set of tag team titles, and boom, you got yourself a division. It's not that difficult to do. AJ Styles versus Ivar went 4 minutes. Really nothing much happened here. So Styles tried to sunset flip Ivar. Ivar quickly powered out because of his size. Styles landed a Pele kick, sending Ivar stumbling into the corner. Ivar, though, caught Styles, who was charging at him with his legs, and powered him down, leveraged his shoulders down clean for a 1, 2, 3. Ivar beat AJ Styles clean. AJ Styles, by the way, I'm not sure if you guys remember, he's a half of the tag team champions on this show. So that makes Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles losing clean. Champions losing clean on Monday Night Raw. Who writes this shit? I don't know why, and this is what I said so many months ago. WWE has no fucking tag teams to a point where they are desperate for content on these shows. So what they do is, instead of putting the Viking Raiders in a match against another tag team and getting solid victories on their way to the pay-per-view, they need to take these two teams who are feuding for the tag team titles, split them up for the night, and do individual matches with all 4 guys. That's what they have to do. So in this case, they had nobody else to wrestle in the division, so they opted to do Styles and Ivar, with Ivar going over Styles because they have no other teams to put these other teams against. It is so sad. And they put themselves and back themselves into this position. And nobody finds it to be a problem. AJ Styles shouldn't even be losing. Period. He's a champion. Never mind to Ivar, to anybody. It's sad. It really is. This does not make me more interested for their match. Omos and Erik, this went 3 minutes. You got 2 individual matches that failed to go more than 5 minutes. What's the point? What is the point? Omos wins in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. What did you expect? Omos to be beaten clean? It's ridiculous. I never want to see him in the ring again. He proved tonight that this one solo match that he had tonight should be his last. I don't think I've seen anything but a clothesline from this guy. Now, we made fun of him so many times on this show. But this is what you got on Monday Night Raw, but you opt to release Braun Strowman? At least Strowman knew how to fucking do something. But this guy, you've opted to keep this guy as your big guy on Monday Night Raw, but release Braun Strowman. Omos' ceiling was already fucking incredibly low. It was fucking Johnny Gargano size. And I love Johnny Gargano, man. But this guy's ceiling, man, this guy has already peaked in WWE. You do not want to see this guy in the ring again. AJ has been carrying this team. After AJ and Omos are done, what is this guy going to do? This guy is absolutely a lost soul on Monday night. WWE has no desire to push tag team wrestling. I would get it. I would be a little bit more understanding of the tag team between these two if there was actual competition. But there's not. So all I see right now is WWE holding AJ back and having him carry this fucking big oaf who doesn't know jack shit. This guy is a complete waste. I'd be surprised if Omos has a job in 2 years. The New Day, they were backstage. They congratulated the Lucha House Party over their win last week over Mason T-Bar. That needs a congratulations. Titus is fucking the one congratulating both of them. They just got a new job in catering. Sarah Schreiber approached Kofi and asked if Xavier's win is a sign of things to come on Sunday. Kofi sang that Xavier beat Bobby Lashley, baby. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Please make it stop. Schreiber said that she just received word that Lashley has returned to the Thunderdome. And he's going to appear on the MVP Lounge later this evening. Xavier asks why he's back in the building after he lost to the quote-unquote video game guy. He predicted Kofi will also pin him on Sunday. Kofi said when he was WWE champion, he took on all comers because that's what the WWE Universe deserves. And those days are about to be upon everyone again. He said he'll beat Lashley in front of a live audience on Sunday. Spirited babyface promo, man. I'm going to beat the evil champion. No, you're not. No, you're not. Kofi Mania will not happen for a second time. I'm sorry to tell all of you uninformed, fucking hopeful, gleeful, cheerful geeks on Twitter. Not going to happen. Sorry to tell you. Sheamus, he was backstage. He complained to Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. Yeah, I would too. You're on Raw. Start asking for a fucking trade, man. About forcing him to wrestle or relinquish the title. He said that he is there and ready. Sonya asked, so I guess we're all on the same page now. He's worried about defending the title against Humberto Carrillo. Titus is worried that Humberto is going to miss Taco Tuesday. Can't have that happen. Sheamus is wearing the Cody Rhodes face mask, or the dashing Cody Rhodes face mask. So I don't know how long his broken nose is that, far along as far as healing. If it's still broken, if it's being, rehabilitated. I don't know. He's cleared, apparently. He's on the show. He's wrestling tonight, so he's got to be cleared. I wish he was cleared for something else. Moving on, we got Sheamus versus Humberto Carrillo. Now, being that Sheamus was forced to defend the championship or relinquish the title. Sheamus was attacking Humberto Carrillo backstage. He threw him into a bunch of production crates, and they were brawling backstage. Sheamus bent over and told Humberto he better get ready for his big United States title match. Damian Priest was standing there as Humberto was being attended to by officials and referees in the back. So this piqued my interest because it was only a couple of weeks ago where we came up with a mock SummerSlam card, and one of the matches for SummerSlam was Sheamus defending the United States Championship against Damian Priest. So somebody in WWE is clearly stealing ideas when they want. Because I don't know how many other people in this fucking community predicted or has thrown that out there into the universe about Damian Priest and Sheamus for the United States Championship. I know we did. Several times. So someone must be listening. So Sheamus made his ring entrance, and Pierce and DeVille, they tried to get Humberto to not wrestle because it clearly isn't fair that he got beat up before the match started. So he said he could not delay the match anymore. Says he's been waiting months already, and if he can stand, he can fight. Humberto then made his way to the ring, and he was being escorted by Damian Priest. So we got the United States title match happening. 10 seconds. Humberto shows up. After the ring introductions, the bell rang. Humberto collapsed. Sheamus then gave him a bro kick as soon as he got back to his feet and gave him the 1, 2, 3. If Humberto wasn't a loser before, folks, he lost his United States Championship opportunity in 10 seconds. Is that how long it takes to heat a tortilla in the microwave? That's what I want to know. Goodbye. Get him off TV. Does anybody give a shit about Humberto Carrillo? No. Was Humberto ever going to win the championship? No. Does WWE have any plans to push Humberto in a prominent way on the show? No. Why even waste my time? Ricochet. He was backstage. He was warming up. When Matt Riddle rode up behind him on his scooter, Ricochet said he's excited for this Sunday. Riddle says he's so excited, he's going to make his world-famous Western spaghetti burrito. Is that what they're serving on Tuesdays? Now we know. Now we have a glimpse into the menu on Tuesday night in catering, folks. A Western spaghetti burrito, whatever the fuck that is. It sounds disgusting, if you ask me. I'm not sure Humberto would approve of that, bro. A Western spaghetti burrito, he said. He's also going to watch his favorite Western movie. And then Ricochet said, what, is it Tombstone? And then Matt Riddle said, no, bro. Toy Story 2, he says. He brought up Randy Orton, said he misses the Viper. When Riddle fantasized about cashing in Money in the Bank and winning the tag team titles, he surprised Ricochet with this notion. Says he was going to win Money in the Bank and then cash in to get a tag team title opportunity with Randy Orton. God, I hope that's not the fucking case. I really, really, really hope nobody in WWE is contemplating such a terrible idea. Should be a solo championship. Nowhere in the rules does it say you can cash in for a tag team title, but they threw that out there. Maybe WWE is thinking about once again ruining the Money in the Bank contract this year. I mean, I don't know how much more they could do to it to make it fucking feel so unimportant. Please, Matt Riddle does not need to win Money in the Bank to have him cash in against Omos and AJ Styles. That would be fucking terrible. Big E or bust. That's it. That's it. We got John Morrison and Ricochet coming up, but that wasn't it with the promo. So Morrison showed up pushing Miz in his wheelchair. Then they sprayed Ricochet and Riddle with the quote-unquote drip stick. There you go. More comedy, more bullshit from both of these guys. And I don't think it's funny at all. Nobody finds these guys to be funny whatsoever, man. So we got John Morrison and Ricochet in a Falls Count Anywhere match. This was actually, we've complained about this for a couple of weeks now that these guys have wrestled 3 weeks in a row. All it took was WWE 1 week to do one cool move, and everybody's going crazy over it. So WWE's like, oh, look, the marks on Twitter. They enjoyed it. Let's do it again. And then they gave it to us a third time, which tonight was the third time. I will admit, they didn't have a bad match, but I don't really care to see it 3 times in a row on back-to-back Monday Night Raws. But I will say that this match was probably the best, not only of the night, but of the 3 matches that Ricochet and John Morrison were in. This went 16 minutes, and they brawled onto the stage and back. Miz wheeled himself up the ramp in some comedy segment during this match. Just making a joke out of it. So fucking stupid. Morrison kneed Ricochet on the side of the head, scored a 2 count in Gorilla. I know I'm not the only one, man. Every time they go into Gorilla and they do something like Ricochet and John Morrison did here tonight, we all know Vince McMahon is sitting right there with Bruce Pritchard. But you never see the camera look over in that direction. I want to see who's sitting there for real, and I want to see what's going on. But every time we're in the back in Gorilla, we're getting some brawl backstage or an interview. I'm like, oh, that's where Vince sits. That's where Vince is creating garbage on Monday night. That's exactly where Bruce Pritchard's sitting. I wish I could get a glimpse, but we never get a glimpse. So they were back there. They were brawling back there. Knee to the head gets a 2 count. So he threw Ricochet back onto the stage. Miz was sitting there waiting. Miz yelled at Ricochet to leave Morrison alone, even though Morrison was in control. Morrison then turned and shoved Miz down the ramp, or Ricochet rather, turned and shoved Miz down the ramp. And Ricochet then leapt onto Morrison and sprayed both of them with the dripstick. So Morrison rolled up a distracted Morrison or Ricochet for a near fall, putting his feet on the ropes for extra leverage. Scored another 2 count. A couple seconds later, Riddle then rolled down the ramp on his scooter, gently tipped The Miz backwards in his wheelchair, and then he made fun of him, kind of flailing about on the floor because he couldn't get up. He's injured. And Ricochet in the ring, he landed a recoil. He followed up with some stiff kicks, sending Morrison into a ladder bridge at ringside that was set up. Ricochet then landed a top rope splash onto Morrison and the ladder. The ladder broke. Ricochet made the cover with Morrison going through the ladder. 1, 2, 3, and Ricochet wins in about 15 minutes. So Ricochet gets the big victory over John Morrison. Doesn't really mean much of anything because Ricochet's not winning Money in the Bank. Ricochet is only in there and John Morrison is only there because of what they did tonight. So you seen the tease with the ladder tonight? That's exactly what you're going to get out of these 2 guys, but in a bigger car crash with 6 other guys. Ricochet and John Morrison are only in there to add to the chaos. Neither one of them will win the Money in the Bank. Simple. Biggie or bust. Sarah Schreiber was backstage. She interviewed Natalya, and they were there with Tamina. Tamina was backstage as well. And she asked Natalya what she hopes to prove against Rhea Ripley later on tonight. Natalya said she's aiming to hold the women's tag team titles, the Raw women's title, and the SmackDown women's title. Good luck. It's wishful thinking there, Miss Natalya. It's quite the bucket list you got there. She said when she wins Money in the Bank, she's 1 step closer. Tamina then complained about Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke making a ton of noise in the makeup area backstage. They walked over to them. Mandy said she doesn't love her chances of becoming Miss Money in the Bank or even her chances of beating Rhea Ripley tonight. So Dana Brooke then opens up her mouth, and I wish she didn't. Said she doesn't like their odds of remaining champion. I don't like Dana's odds of getting out of catering. So watch where you are speaking, Miss Brooke. You'll be in catering for as long as you are a WWE employee, and probably wherever you go after WWE. I'm surprised she even still has a job. Can you imagine Ruby Riott got fired and Dana Brooke still has a job? That's what I find offensive. Tamina says she loves the idea of kicking their teeth down their throats, Mandy Rose asked, "What's stopping you?" Tamina says she's so cute, acting so tough. Tamina shoved Rose, and that was it. I can't possibly find any reason to care. I don't care. The women's division is offensive. Kevin Patrick interviewed Drew McIntyre. Drew said he foiled Ginger's plan, just like Bruce foils our sleeping patterns every Monday night. He says he's got bigger things on his mind. He said Sunday's Money in the Bank might be his last chance to climb to the top of the mountain. Says he's a 6'5", fire-breathing Scottish dragon. So I guess Drew McIntyre watched between last Monday's Monday Night Raw and then the taping on Tuesday. He must have went back to his home and watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy, talking about dragons now. Fire-breathing, he must have been watching The Hobbit. Smaug. It's great. Got fired up and said nothing will stop him from becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. Great. Backstage, Sarah Schreiber was back at it again. She interviewed Rhea Ripley. I wish she hadn't. About accepting this match tonight against Natalya so soon before Money in the Bank. Ripley says she doesn't back down from a challenge. She said on Sunday, Charlotte won't have a crutch to hide behind, and she's already exposed her for being a drama queen. She said she'll give her real reasons to have crutches after Sunday's title match. Bruce Pritchard gives us a real reason to carry around a pillow with us every Monday night. I know the feeling, Miss Ripley. Rhea Ripley versus Natalya. This went 10 minutes. Completely unneeded on this show. I think WWE has done enough to pretty much ruin our interest in a Rhea Ripley and Charlotte match going into the pay-per-view. Nobody could possibly bring themselves to care, but here we are. So, Ripley knocked Natalya off the top rope with a headbutt. A little bit into the match. And this was followed with a missile dropkick. Natalya then tried to fight back, but Ripley used another dropkick for 2. Followed with a Northern Light suplex for another 2 count. Natalya drove Ripley's head against the ring post. Followed up with a sit-out powerbomb for 2. Ripley blocked a low dropkick, applied a standing cloverleaf, but Natalya reversed it into a roll-up. Natalya applied a sharpshooter, but Ripley rolled through and drove Natalya into the turnbuckle. Ripley then kicked Natalya in the head and hit the Riptide for the 1, 2, 3. So not only does Bobby Lashley lose on Monday Night Raw, AJ Styles loses to Ivar, and Natalya loses to Rhea Ripley. Was there nobody else on the roster for Rhea Ripley to defeat on this show? It had to be Natalya. After we just got Natalya losing to Shotzi Blackheart on Friday Night SmackDown with Tegan Nox. Or maybe WWE didn't have all of this planned in advance yet. This happened before SmackDown. Realistically, this show was taped on Tuesday. They didn't know what was going to happen on SmackDown until Friday afternoon. But it comes off as Natalya being a loser. Natalya is a loser. That makes 3 champions on this show that lost clean. Clean. So Charlotte came out and chop blocked Ripley after the match and put her in a figure 4 while she hung over the ring apron and applied more leverage. Great. Charlotte gets her final sneak attack on Miss Ripley, and that is the final sell for the pay-per-view. Do you care? Charlotte more than likely. You know what? I want to say Charlotte is going to win the Raw Women's Championship on Money in the Bank, but I'm not so sure. I'm really not so sure. I want you guys to think about this logically. Would WWE be this crazy to, again, prolong this match and bring it into SummerSlam? Do we get a 4th match between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair? Or do we get Charlotte beating Rhea, finally putting her out of her misery, and then we get Charlotte versus Becky Lynch at SummerSlam? Because Becky's going to be back for the title that she never lost. Is anybody going to be interested in that? What is that going to prove? What is that going to do? All people will be talking about, if that is the case, is Charlotte Flair having another token title reign that means nothing, going right back to Becky Lynch, because WWE finds her to be the biggest draw in the women's division. Even if she beats Charlotte, it means nothing. But what if it's Rhea Ripley? What if Charlotte loses to Rhea Ripley on Sunday night at Money in the Bank? What do we get Rhea Ripley doing at SummerSlam? Is it going to be Ripley versus Becky? I don't see how Rhea Ripley's going to look good coming out of that one. Becky going into SummerSlam, first title match back. You think she's going to lose? Either way you look at it, Rhea Ripley's odds of looking strong here are 0. 0. Why even bother bringing her to Monday Night Raw if this was going to be her fate in the first 6 months? Just like how I don't understand. People were thrilled with Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox on SmackDown, yet I'm the only one with any fucking common sense. Why would you bring them to SmackDown and put them in a non-title match against the Women's Tag Team Champions and book them to win clean? You do realize that it's either now they win the championships or they look like fucking losers. I don't get why that was done. Not really the best way to get them off on the right foot. Same thing with Rhea Ripley, but this has been extended by 6 months, and Charlotte has not made Rhea Ripley look good at all. And Rhea Ripley, outside of that NXT women's division, she has died. She can't carry anything by herself. She's been exposed more than anybody. Just awful. I just want to be put out of my misery, man. Please, please, end it. End it. This women's division needs a complete overhaul. SmackDown got Shotzi, Tegan, and they're getting Toni Storm. What is Monday Night Raw getting? What is Monday Night Raw? Can you imagine them bringing up Io Shirai and putting her on Monday Night Raw? Dead. Dead. And that's going to happen. Give it time. The draft is happening in October, folks. I don't think Io and Zoe Stark are holding those tag team championships till October. Charlotte's going to need somebody to feud with. VIP Lounge. MVP introduced the VIP Lounge as the women were dancing behind him. Said this is a big moment because it's the end of the ThunderDome. Said it should be known as the Lashley Dome, given it was the site of his rise. Yes, it was also the site where they killed the Hurt Business because Vince McMahon got bored with Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Maybe the rise of Lashley, but the death of the Hurt Business, which both he, Lashley, and MVP cried about. So how good was the ThunderDome era for Mr. Lashley, Mr. P? So Lashley took a couple of moments to come out. He finally came out after a couple of introductions by MVP. He told MVP once he was out there, he wanted the women out of the ring. Shoo! Women of the night. Get out of here. He said Kofi was right. That MVP caused him to get soft and lose his focus. He said he should have dismantled Xavier. He says he's furious and MVP is trying to cheer him up. With champagne and women, it's not working. He said he appreciates everything MVP has done for him, but the bullshit has to stop now. He said he wants to destroy every single soul who tries to step up for his WWE title. And he destroyed the VIP lounge. He destroyed MVP's VIP lounge. He picked up the love seat, tossed it over the top rope. He threw the broken table legs and other pieces of set out of the ring very angrily. MVP looked very sad that Bobby Lashley was breaking down here. Lashley picked up the mic and addressed Kofi, and he looked right into the hard camera. He says he's going to enter Sunday as the WWE champion and leave the WWE champion. He told him to bring his family and friends so they can watch him dismantle Kofi Kingston. So he goes on to finally say he hopes Kofi is ready for the fight of his life. I'm going to cave your skull in and wring your little neck, fold you into a little box, and send you to the circus. Your career ends on Sunday. That's the way Monday Night Raw ended. The ThunderDome is over. WWE has broken Bobby Lashley down so much that they're wanting to build him back up, all for the sake of this New Day feud. And what they've done was pretty much, they've overexposed Bobby Lashley And they've done really nothing to make him look like a threatening champion. I don't know why you would make this guy look weak. What are you making him look strong for? Are you making him look strong because he's going to destroy the New Day and then Biggie's going to come and save the day? Is that it? Are you maybe setting him up to look strong and get back on track without MVP so he could go wrestle Brock Lesnar? I doubt that. But I don't know why you got to take something that was so strong, break it down, only to build it back up again for something that is nothing more than a transitional feud. This feud was merely put together for two reasons. One, because WWE doesn't have any other baby faces to feud with the heel champion, Bobby Lashley. And number two, they only use this to get Bobby Lashley to SummerSlam, where his opponent, whoever that may be, will eventually take the championship. Bobby Lashley does not need the championship anymore. It's over for him. The end of the line is here. It's either Big E or Drew McIntyre, and nobody wants Drew McIntyre. Put the title back on a new babyface, build up somebody new, and give this guy via a draft some heel challenges to work with. Don't make the same mistake twice. The way Monday Night Raw sits right now, no matter if it's Lashley, McIntyre, or Big E, you're going to run into the same situation like you've always done. There's no opponents because WWE has no stars built up around said potential champion. It's bad. It really is bad on Monday night. I don't know how much more WWE could run this show into the ground. The draft can't come soon enough. And I don't even think the draft is going to save Monday Night Raw because before you know it, before the end of the year, if it happens in October, we'll be running rematches every fucking week starting in December. It's the same old shit. The shows are never going to change unless WWE ends the split and merges the rosters back together. That's when you'll see real change. Maybe. Thank you guys for joining me, man. We almost have 2,000 people in the chat, 768 likes. Let's try for 800, man. We need another 32 more, so come on. Let's do it. Appreciate you guys very much for hanging out. We're going to be doing some super chats. Get them on in, man. Super chats are open, so you guys can hang out. We'll drink some cold beverages. We'll listen to some good tunes, and we'll have a good time, man. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go check out my sponsor today, man, Homage. Homage.com. That's HOMAGE.com. They are linked down in the description of this very video. Go get yourself some beautiful retro t-shirts like the one I'm wearing right here. And use code SCRIPT at checkout for 20% off. Great sponsor, man. Love those guys. And go get yourself some nice merchandise. Also, make sure you guys go and check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. We got Off the Script from this past Saturday. We got SmackDown from Friday night. And Dynamite, the debut of Malachi Black, a.k.a. Tommy End. He's now all elite. Appreciate you guys very much. And we just hit 808 likes, man. Thank you guys so very much for hitting the goal tonight live. Oh, man. Monday Night Raw. Ugh. I just wanted to get better, man. I really do. Let's go over these super chats, man. Let me get into my settings here because YouTube hasn't gotten it right yet. Every time I go live, whoever super chatted before the show starts, in my YouTube live stream studio, it deletes. So I got to go into my YouTube studio to see all the super chats from the very beginning. Let's do that right now, man. Starting off with Kenley Pierre with a $4.99 super chat. Hey, Alexa and Eva are paired with each other because their wrestling skills are horrendous. Stupid feud. And I hope Alexa does not win Money in the Bank. Being that Sasha Banks is not in Money in the Bank, I'm either going with Alexa Bliss or Nikki S. Which I hope it's not the second one. I hope it's not Alexa either, but at this point we got no choices. I hope it's Naomi. I really do. Have her win Money in the Bank, take it to SmackDown, beat Bianca, turn heel, join the Bloodline with Roman and the Usos. A man could wish and dream and hope, right? That's what needs to be done. Thank you, Kenley. Captain Solo with a $10 super chat. In the immortal words of JD concerning Raw, this show sucks. After an hour and a half of Raw, I tap out. Rather be playing Cyberpunk 2077 full of bugs and glitches. God bless JD for watching all 3 hours. That's what I'm here for, Solo. I take the bullet for you guys every fucking week, man. Never say I didn't do anything for you guys. I love you. Michelle Moran with a $5 super chat. JD, you are the king of the IWC. Looks like you called correctly. Priest for Sheamus for the SummerSlam United States title match. And after tonight, looks like Drew is not winning Money in the Bank. You'd be surprised with WWE, man. They usually do things that they shouldn't be doing. So don't bet on that yet. But I'm going with Biggie. He's my choice. Thank you, Michelle. Paul Jackson, 1988. Rest in peace to the Thunderdome. More importantly, rest in peace, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. Yeah, man, he passed away. I wasn't too familiar with Paul Orndorff, man. That was well before my time when I got into pro wrestling. I know he was a major heel for Hogan. But, yeah, man. I don't know what he suffered from. I'm hearing 2 things. Alzheimer's, or he suffered a lot from CTE just through his years of pro wrestling. He didn't look good, man, in his last couple of days. I seen a picture of him floating around online. Not good, man. I'm sure all the other appropriate podcasts that deal in history will be covering Paul Orndorff. I'll be listening just to see what type of impact he had. But, of course, thoughts and prayers go out to not only all of his fans, but his family as well. Thank you, Paul. Kevin White with a $4.99 super chat. The women's Money in the Bank match is missing one superstar from SmackDown. I think Mia Yim is about to make her debut, or Sonya is going to make her return soon. I thought Natalya was the last one added. Is there still one more spot left? If that's the case, I'm changing my choice. Maybe Sasha comes back on Friday and she adds herself to Money in the Bank. Who knows? But I thought they added the last one today with Natalya. I could be wrong. I have no idea. Goes to show you how much I care about the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Daniel Easterday with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Daniel. Can't wait for AEW Wednesday. An actual quality show. Yeah, me too. Me too, Daniel. Should be a good show. The follow-up on Malachi Black is what I'm looking forward to. Tenario128 with a $10 super chat. What's up, JD? Are you a fan of these bands? Oasis, Third Eye Blind, Five Finger Death Punch, Chevelle, and 30 Seconds to Mars. Tenario. I don't know what's with these questions, man. Oasis. I wish I was on an island oasis away from everybody. Especially this fucking show. Third Eye Blind is how I feel while I'm watching Raw. Five Finger Death Punch is how I feel when I see Bruce Pritchard's face. Chevelle. No. They sound like a chick band. And 30 Seconds to Mars. I'm 30 seconds from turning off the fucking television every time Nikki ass comes on my screen. No. Raging Girl Gamer with a $4.99 super chat. Thunderdome going away. I'm not sure if you're happy about that or if you're just drunk at the venue. Don't let me flag you again. Somebody got to throw in the towel for Rage. She may be intoxicated, man. I don't need a Jimmy Uso situation over here. Jesse. fucking... You know, I'm gonna dock your... When I come to Chicago, I'm docking your pay, bro. You know, I was planning on buying you dinner when I go to Chicago. I may have to deduct that from the fucking bill. You owe me, clown. Super cool with a $2 super chat. Shayna is a female Shannon Moore by Always Jobbing. Shayna should be a beast on this show. She's not. Fuck Bruce Pritchard, man. It's really disgusting. I'm just catching up with everybody's comments now about these fucking bans that Tenario throws at me, man. Jesus Christ. Don't tell me Hooligram is a fan of Chevelle, bro. Come on. Oh, Jesse's in the chat. Look at him. I see him. Is my fucking phone broken? Bro, I'm somewhere where internet doesn't exist, man. I'll text you after the show is over, bro. I've been getting texts from 3 days ago. Get back to work. The top shelf liquor needs a restocking. I'll text you after the show, man. Daniel, thank you for your super chat, brother. Rage, thank you. Tenario, thank you. Super cool, thank you. Theo, $9.99 super chat. JD, I was in Myrtle Beach over last week, saw a kid wearing a Braun Strowman shirt, and in my drunk voice, I yelled, stupid. We're gonna need a bigger boat. He probably looked at you like you were a half-witted idiot, Theo. Unless he was a fan of Off the Script, I don't know. Did he laugh? Hopefully you had a good time in Myrtle Beach, though. Don't concern yourself with Braun Strowman. You'll end up having a terrible time. You don't want to have a terrible time on Myrtle Beach. Matt Eagle with a $4.99 super chat. Just you wait, JD. Vince is going to personally induct the Thunderdome into the Hall of Fame next year. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all, man. Daniel Easterday with another $2 super chat. I am able to watch you live. Paid day off tomorrow. We may be seeing a new NXT champion tomorrow night. AJ Watson with a $5 super chat. I'd rather have U.S. champ Hurt Business Lashley than WWE champ Lashley. At least U.S. champ Lashley was built like a legit badass monster. Bro, the United States Championship is absolutely fucking worthless at this point. I don't know why you would want to grace anybody with said championship. Nobody's made that championship look good since John Cena. Nobody. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, I think Brock Lesnar shows up at Extreme Rules. He was spotted in Ohio recently. Also, I hope he comes back with this new look. Mr. Cake, Extreme Rules doesn't happen till October, bro. Or September, I believe. September is Extreme Rules. Why, I don't know. But every time Brock Lesnar is away, he tends to grow facial hair and grow his hair. When he comes back to TV, he'll be the old Brock Lesnar that we come to know and remember. He's not going to look like a fucking Viking. Man of 1,005 holds. The only draft I want is for my Stella Artois. Merge the rosters, merge the divisions. Enough with Monday night rematches. Let's get fresh feuds. Bro, I was a big fan of Stella back in the day, and then it became too commercial, and then I don't really drink Stella. But it's a good go-to when there's not really much at the bar as far as options go. I'd much rather take that over a Heineken, though. Thank you for $5. Man of 1,005 holds. I appreciate you, man. Biggest Wood Gaming with a $5 super chat. JD just picked up my Summer Scam shirt. Thank you, brother. Can't believe I actually sat through all of Monday Night Raw tonight. I don't believe we sit through it fucking half the times that we do. Dayron Sanders with a $5 super chat. Last week's Dynamic, I'm assuming you mean Dynamite. Last week's Dynamite was most definitely you and Jesse's best show yet. Sucks I didn't get to watch it live last week, but still really enjoyed it the next day. Dayron, half of your super chat is unintelligible language. For $5, thank you for the super chat, bro. Lauren Hutton. Thank you, Lauren. Appreciate you with the super chat. I just lost you for a second. Let me find you again. You got a 5, a 2, and a 2. $9 in super chat by Lauren Hutton. Hey, JD, it's my big 3-0 tonight. Happy birthday, Lauren. Hopefully you're doing something besides watching Raw to celebrate. May I get a birthday wish? I actually didn't watch Raw. Good. It would have been an unhappy birthday. Celebrated my birthday with family and friends instead. Happy birthday, Lauren. The big 3-0. Great review. No Randy Orton again. Money in the Bank return. I think so. Or the Raw after Money in the Bank, and he turns on Matt Riddle. Did you hear Cena may not appear at SummerSlam? Lauren, I talked about this on the podcast Saturday. Cena and Reigns is all but confirmed for SummerSlam. That's going to be great. Hooligan with a $5 super chat. Happy birthday to Lauren Hutton, he says. With a bunch of birthday cakes and emojis, balloons and beers and party hats. JD, I sped home from the beach to make it in time. Can't wait to get my Summer Scam shirt. OTS for life. Bro, why would you rush home from the goddamn fucking beach where you are? You're 3 hours before I am. To watch me talk about the worst show on television. What's wrong with you? You may be as bad as Jesse. Hopefully the beach was good to you. You got a tan? Had a couple of cold beverages? Pick up some ladies? What happened? Thank you for the super chat, though, brother. You don't got to rush home for me anytime, man. Go enjoy the summer. Go enjoy yourself. Do you see Karrion Kross and Roman fighting each other at the next pay-per-view, says Theo with a $9.99 super chat? No. I have a better chance of wrestling Tony Storm tomorrow night. No. Not happening. Theo also says with another $4.99 super chat, what is your favorite theme song growing up watching wrestling? The Undertaker's original theme and the Heartbreak Kid theme song that's sung by Sensational Sherry. And a notable entry into that is the $1 Million Man. Biggest Wood Gaming with a $5 super chat. Just wait till Janky and Veer become tag team champions. Bro, do you really have to put that out there in the universe? Huh? You got to put that out there in the universe, bro? I don't understand you. I really don't. Who wants to see that? Theo with another $9.99 super chat. JD, if I envision this on Sunday, I could see Alexa climbing the ladder, the lights go out as she reaches for the briefcase, and the Fiend takes her power back from her, and I see Sasha or Becky winning. It's actually not a bad idea, Theo. I could absolutely see that happening as well. I would rather see that happen than the idea that I think Bruce Pritchard's thinking about, having her do some fucking magic and pull the goddamn briefcase down without actually touching it, and it falls right into her hands, and she wins it anyway. Dayron Sanders with a $5 super chat. WWE had the balls to have Bliss say, "Give me one word to describe Raw" to Eva Marie and DouDrop. Wonder who wrote that in. Appreciate all you do, JD. One word to describe Raw: nauseating. Failure. I could come up with a bunch of them. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. JD, who's a better history teacher, Drew or Aleister Black? It's basically the same thing. They just passed it on to Drew. Mr. Cake, listen. Don't ever again come into my chat and compare Malachi Black to Drew McIntyre. Okay? I'm going to start calling Drew McIntyre Mr. Feeney. And nobody's better than Mr. Feeney, bro. Okay? Drew McIntyre is Mr. Feeney on Monday night. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. Vince and Bruce must have seen Wonder Woman and thought this would work for Nikki. Can you imagine? No. Actually, I could. Pretty sure Vince and Bruce watch a bunch of movies together and get a bunch of collective ideas that are trash. John Trailer with a $2 super chat. Vince needs JD and Solomonster for creative. Bro, if Jason and I were a part of creative, bro, Monday Night Raw would be trending worldwide every Monday and averaging above a 3.0 rating. Just throwing that out there. Jason and I would take Monday Night Raw back to its glory days. Mr. Cake with another $2 super chat. Poor Naomi. First the Eva Marie thing, now this. That's what happens when you get a bunch of sexless virgins, geeks, pimply-faced fucking losers gathered in one room, and you have them all go off on Naomi on social media. I'm not shocked. Hooligan with a $5 super chat. The virtual virgin era is over. Thanks for this awesome review, JD. Shout out to my bro Edgar Estrada and the rest of the OTS regulars. Rounds on me. Appreciate you, Hooligan. Jericho 8131 with a $20 super chat. From 2016 to 17, WWE had almost 20 tag teams. New Day, American Alpha, the Vaudevillains, Enzo and Cass, the Usos, the Hype Bros, Revival, the Wyatts. Jericho, you're making me fucking sad, bro. The Vaudevillains were such a great NXT team. They were doomed to fail anyway. Enzo and Cass were broken up. Don't know why. American Alpha was broken up. Don't know why. The Wyatts, they broke them up. They did nothing with the Revival. They did nothing with the Hype Bros. That was probably Mojo Rawley's only in ever in WWE, and they fucking dropped the ball on that too. By the end of 2017, more than half of them split up. I just started talking about that before I read the next part of your super chat, bro. Tag teams are a joke to Vince. Tag teams are a joke, and it shows. Because both divisions are shit. I've been telling you for years how to fix it. Nobody wants to listen to me. Mr. Cake with the $5 super chat. JD, can you believe Erik and Ivar have won or have a win over the Young Bucks? How the mighty have fallen. They got a win over the Young Bucks? As soon as their contract is up, where do you think they're going? AEW. Jaden with a $1.99 super chat. How's Shinsuke winning to cash in on Lashley? No. Shinsuke's not winning Money in the Bank. Sorry to tell you, Jaden. Not gonna happen, man. Not gonna happen. Let me see what else we got. Man, you know, YouTube is just, oh, God, I can't even look at the goddamn super chats, man. I need some fucking music. Let me get some music in here, man. I don't want to play the same thing over and over again. YouTube super chats are all fucked up, man. If I miss one, I apologize, bro. Tony Brown with a $4.99 super chat. JD, I was nodding out, woke up, caught Raw at 9:30, went to my bathroom, flushed my toilet, watched it swirling, and caught up. Raw sucks. Bro, don't ever make your shit look like it got the Raw end of the deal, bro. Come on, man. You're giving your shit a bad name by comparing it to Raw. Don't do that. Indigo! What's up, brother? Indigo's always in the chat, man. Indigo with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, much respect. I always love when Sasha is out here. She always comes to train at Hog. Rest in peace, Mr. Wonderful. Another awesome live stream. You know, the fucked up thing is nobody at Hog tells me that Sasha's gonna be there. I'd fucking show up. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them, man. Jason and I are waiting to get back to work. Every other indie promotion is back to work except for Hug. It's like they don't want to put on shows. It's quite annoying. JDE with a $5 super chat. My boys and I started our wrestling podcast today. Thank you for the inspiration, bro. Trying to help spread the OTS knowledge. You learn from the right place, JD. I wish you and you guys the best. Lauren Hutton with a $7 super chat. She says, draft, will it be any important? No. And are they really considering Riddle to win Money in the Bank just to cash in for the tag team titles? I hope not. I'm glad the ThunderDome era is done. Me too. Goodbye. And she says, thank you, Chad and JD, for the birthday wishes. You're welcome, Lauren. Have a happy birthday. D'Angelo Hayes with a $20 super chat. I remember Lesnar single-handedly beat all three members of the New Day. Omos destroyed Kofi and Woods at WrestleMania and the rematch on Raw. Yet somehow the unstoppable heel champion Lashley loses cleanly to both Kofi and Woods. Bro, it is too difficult for them to make sense of anything that happened on these shows. It's too much work. You would never see any of this type of thing happening in AEW. Never. Never. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. JD, Alexa grabs the Money in the Bank like it's Thor's hammer. Cake, don't give them ideas, bro. Don't give them any ideas. Seriously. We got the final super chat here from BitCloud Gaming with a $5 super chat. Salute to the GOAT. Been here since you were doing your WWE 2K content. 2K12. Love you, bro. Keep defying the odds. Thank you, BitCloud Gaming. I appreciate you, man. Those were some good times, man. Those were the beginning stages of the off-the-script journey. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And thank you guys for hanging out tonight, man. I know it was a long night. I know it was another dismal Monday Night Raw, but Monday's in the books, and we got NXT to look forward to tomorrow, man. Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher continuing their chase of the tag team championships. I feel like we're getting another match with them and MSK. Johnny Gargano challenges Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship. Kross's career is doomed. Samoa Joe more than likely will be getting involved. He says, unless provoked, I won't get involved. Do you really believe Samoa Joe's going to be unprovoked tomorrow night? And we'll see where Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly goes. I'm done hearing about those guys. I don't want to see them in the ring anymore, but NXT should be good tonight, man. It's built around that Cross Gargano match. How it does against the All-Star game for baseball, I have no idea. Anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Thank you for stopping by. We had 2,000 in the venue, as always. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go and check out Homage, man. Homage.com. HOMAGE.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout to save 20% off every purchase on their website. Help out the show. And go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel, man. There's a ton of content if you guys have not caught up yet. And finally, Bonfire. Go get your Summer Scam t-shirts now available, now on sale exclusively on Bonfire. Guys, I'm about to get out of here. Have a little late night snack and get myself some rest. I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT. But before we do that, man, before I get out of here, I'm getting in the Mustang. Got my cold beverage. The windows are down. I need 2 things from you guys right now, man. Number 1, give me those guitar emojis in the chat right now. And number 2, the music you're listening to, the sweet sounds of Pilot. I need that music on max. I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT Gargano Cross. I'll see you guys tomorrow live on YouTube.